Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going outside the box and making Shaped Rice Krispy Treats featuring a heart shape for the perfect box of chocolates. In several tutorials we've mastered regular rectangles from scratch. However, this shortcut is the best for creating any shape and will become your new favorite way to achieve them easily and effortlessly without the mess, especially avoiding a mold that leaves your treats with a super sloppy look. The method in this video is fun and foolproof, yet versatile for however you decide to decorate, whether it's a box of chocolates, a golden lock and key, Cupid specialty, the Enchanted rose, or a box of chocolate-covered strawberries. Feel free to share your favorite Valentine's design down in the comments section. So be sure to keep on watching and let's create something magical! For this quick and easy method, all you're going to need are 3 essentials to achieve any shaped Rice Krispy Treat of your choice. Number 1 are pre-made Kellogg's Rice Krispy Treats right out of the package. Number 2 are chocolate melting wafers. I'm using Meltcraft brand in this example. And number 3, the cookie cutter shape you want to create. For reference, these are 3-inch hard cutters, which I will link in the description box down below. An alternative for anyone that prefers homemade is cutting the shapes at a thickness of 3/4 of an inch to ensure the other steps of the method still work for you. The reason I avoid molding is that the Rice Krispie mixture is an uneven surface and doesn't form a tight enough seal around the edge, so when you pour your chocolate on top, there's more dripping that occurs and doesn't have the neatest presentation. Instead, the molding method is ideal for cookies, cakes, and brownies. As you can see, the result is really nice in comparison since the cookie dough and batter packs into a smooth, even layer. The key to a cleaner look for Shaped Rice Krispy Treats is what I call the cookie cutter method, and it helps having multiple cutters handy to speed up the process. Start by unwrapping your Rice Krispy Treats. I recommend buying in bulk from your local wholesale club if you're making a lot of them. Currently, BJ's has a really good deal for a box of 60 bars that only costs $10.99. First, I'm setting up a grid to fit the cookie cutters. In my example here, I pressed 5 bars together to cut out 2 hearts at a time. This can be done for any shape. All you need to do is figure out the number of bars and how to arrange them to work best for your specific cutter. The goal is to waste the least amount of product as possible. Next, I'm getting ready to cut, placing the cookie cutters onto my assembled grid, firmly pushing down until each cutter is completely through. Let's finish by peeling away the scraps. Don't throw them away just yet, be sure to save the pieces on the side. And also, I wanted to show you one of the pieces in the middle that looks like a bow tie. Benjamin the Bear says it's his new sweet accessory. Go ahead and fill in any cracks or holes with the remaining scraps by tearing off a tiny piece and sealing the spot you want to fix. A benefit is that the pre-made Krispy Treats are moldable and easy to work with. Now it's time to add our chocolate. My tips and tricks are thinning out your melting wafers to a consistency that's pourable without being too thin so that when you settle it out, the bumps aren't seen underneath. To 8 ounces of the red Meltcraft wafers, I mixed in approximately 3 tablespoons of Paramount crystals and pour with an OXO pouring cup at 95 degrees. Once pouring is complete, pop your creations onto a tray and into the fridge for 15 minutes and reveal the magic by pushing the Krispy Treat out of the cookie cutter. These were so simple to make. Keep in mind that metal cookie cutters are more durable than plastic, and this technique is a fun activity for all ages. It's so satisfying to see the perfect coating of chocolate that's on point with clean edges and minimal dripping, so they taste as good as they look. And the fun part is the decorating. The Krispy Treats are a versatile canvas for our selection of Valentine's designs. Design number 1 is an adorable box of chocolates. For the effect of the liners underneath, I use this mini peanut butter cup mold, and to achieve the thinner look of the liner, I don't fill the entire cavity. All that's needed is to fill in very shallow with dark chocolate, and they should look something like this. The liners pair perfectly with the assortment of mini chocolates that you see in a chocolate box. These were the exact molds I used to resemble the hearts, squares, and truffles. I molded them ahead of time and added drizzles and a heart sprinkle for extra detail. Then I'm attaching the chocolates to the center of each little cup with a dot of chocolate. A toothpick really helps to apply the right amount when working with tiny details. These miniature chocolates are super cute and look like something you would find in a dollhouse. I put the chocolates where I want them to go and hold in place with chocolate as my glue. Based on my layout, I was able to fit 6 of the mini chocolates onto my Rice Krispy Treats. Although decorative molding is time consuming, the 3D touches bring your sweet treats to another level. Feel free to comment your thoughts on molding down below. And for the treat makers that prefer a faster, ready-to-decorate option, the second version of the chocolate box features edible images made by me, which includes a set of pre-cut frosting sheets. They're also great for brownies, cookies, cakes, and Oreos. Pick from your choice of designs, either the classic chocolates or chocolate-covered strawberries. The link to my Etsy shop will be pinned in the comments if you're interested in placing an order to receive just in time for your Valentine's treats. Gently peel your favorite designs from the frosting sheet and adhere with a small amount of chocolate or edible adhesive. The hearts fit approximately 7 chocolates, and we transformed the plain heart into another fabulous box of chocolates in no time. One of my favorite design ideas is a very delicious box of strawberries. I molded 6 berries with this mold, and the cups were made slightly differently this time. Being that the strawberries are larger, the entire buttercup should be molded first so it's able to fit the berry since the diameter is widest across the top. Then finish by melting down with a warm plate to adjust to a thinner, more realistic look for the liners. I especially suggest wearing gloves for this part because the melty chocolate can get messy. Continue to repeat for a total of 6 cups and simply stick onto each liner to complete our set of half a dozen chocolate-covered strawberries. Recently, I received questions about how to be the most efficient when decorating a high volume of orders, especially if you're very booked for Valentine's. I highly recommend molding all your decorations days or weeks in advance, whichever works best for your schedule. That way you have them ready to stick on and can decorate in an assembly line. You'll feel much more organized and less overwhelmed. The captivating Cupid is an elegant yet simple design. To switch it up, I have 2 variations of the cherub molds. I wanted to demonstrate the advanced mold that's more 3D, should be opened up when filling in the bottom to capture all the details and grooves. Shake to settle it out in between, and I slightly overfill the top with my piping bag to prevent it from being too flat. After setting in the fridge, loosen around the edges to release out of the mold. The plain cherubs look lovely on their own, but they really come to life with a coat of gold edible paint. And guys, if you're enjoying so far, be sure to join the party and subscribe for more fun treat tutorials and hit that bell to receive all notifications. To mix up the edible paints, I'm dropping in small amounts of clear vodka into a high quality gold luster dust, swirling together until it reaches a painting consistency, and rush on a generous coat until completely covered. The paint applies nicely without needing additional applications as long as the chocolate base is a lighter color. The second style of the cherub was made in the other mold. They're sold together in a set of 4. All decorating supplies seen in the video will be available in my Amazon store for your convenience. Finish embellishing the Rice Krispy Treats with our golden cherubs, and Cupid doesn't need an arrow for you to admire the beauty of these designs. Another timeless statement that's all about the gold is this golden lock and key. I used a heart-shaped lock with the filigree detailing and this key that came together in a set. I went ahead and molded them beforehand, and all that's missing is the gold edible paint. As you can see, the result doesn't disappoint and is super realistic with a shiny, eye-catching finish. Accessing the edges can be tricky, so I set it down and move around with the brush. The lock is going into the center of the Krispy Treat and the key on a diagonal, tracing around with a piping bag and thin layer of chocolate to secure. A finishing touch that's completely optional is to grab some glitter pearl sprinkles for a gem-like effect. I found this sprinkle mix at Hobby Lobby and picked out the small sprinkles to accent the key even more. And of course, I couldn't have done it without my sprinkle grabber. The Enchanted Rose is sure to stand out in your collection. Here I paired a medium-sized flower along with a leaf plunger cutter and green fondant, arranged 3 leaves on the Krispy Treat, checking the final placement with the rose over it, allowing the leaves to slightly peek out a little bit. The rose takes center stage in the middle, and the part that truly captures the essence of the Enchanted Rose is to outline the petals with gold edible paint to accent with a golden trim. I went over the outlines a few times until achieving my desired look. Last but not least is the lid that goes on top of the chocolate box, wrapped with a beautifully tied bow. Taking my rolled out piece of fondant, I dust cornstarch onto both my surface and cookie cutter. The type is a stripe cutter to create thin lines for the band of the bow. After pressing into the fondant, I trim off the excess with a knife. 2 strips are needed to assemble the band, which will be positioned vertically and horizontally, slightly offset to the left side. Then I cut the hanging pieces off the edge. Once the length is precisely to your liking, flip each piece over to the back, and all it takes is a thin layer of water to properly stick onto the Krispy Treat, gently tapping to smooth out the fondant. It's completely your choice whether to mold the bow out of chocolate or fondant. I mold with chocolate whenever possible because it gives more definition and overall sharper details. Now that the bow is secure, we're all ready to paint over the band and bow with gorgeous gold edible paints. I hope you guys enjoyed all of these tips and tricks for perfect shaped Rice Krispy Treats and you learned something new. Give this video a thumbs up if you did. It's Christina here. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.